Hello everybody, and today I am going to be doing a mod showcase, but these mods are for like parkour, getting over obstacles, getting over fences, making cool trick shots, or just basically being a parkour. So the three mods that I have listed here is the Elenai Dodge 2 mod, the Parcool mod, and the Feathers mod. They are both 1.19.2 mods, and these mods are for Forge only. So this is my first time actually trying to cover a Forge mod, because all the other mods I have been reviewing are Fabric, and this gives me the first time experience to know what Forge has to offer. Yeah, that doesn't sound right, but this is my first time just doing Forge in general. Okay, so the first mod is the Elenai Dodge 2 mod. There are less features for me to talk about here, and the explanation is just kind of simple. However, you have to learn, some of the basis of how this dodge mod works. So you can actually double tap, or you can just roll. So if I go to my controls and my keybinds, scroll all the way down, the only mod that you should see is the Elenai Dodge 2 mod. If you ever go to your options page or whatever, or options or settings, by default it's going to put on left alt button. So if you look on your keyboard, it's going to be near your Windows key. So you can actually just perform rolls and dodges. So based on how I have mine set up, you can literally just hold this down, they say, and you can just do a lot of dodges. But keep in mind though, look at this. If you hold this down, you can actually still perform the moves. But I'm using two mods, so it's gonna kind of interfere with some of the buttons. But I'm just going to show you what I can do. So I'm just going to show you guys how to do the roll. So in order to do the roll, all you just got to do is just push the alt button. If you're idle, it's just going to move you backwards. That's kind of like a reflex. And you can actually see that your feathers get used up. So feathers is literally like your stamina. So if you move forwards, you can go forward. If you move to the side, you move to the side like this. It's kind of familiar, right? It's familiar with the combat mod. However, this is for Forge. So this is like a Forge. It's like a combat mod, but for Forge. If you guys want to perform the dodge, based on how my mods and configurations is set up, you can literally just double tap. See, you can actually see my character, doing little jerks like this. Like if you run and you just double tap, you see me do a little hop. Yeah, even you do it backwards. See, yeah, you can do it backwards. You can do it sideways. And you can do it forwards. So yeah, they're pretty useful, and they do not affect too much on the feathers, since they're just little leaps. But pretty useful if you want to avoid creeper explosions, or just a flying arrow just coming at you at some random point. The mod is highly configurable, and you can change the animations of your desire. So if you guys are like coders, or you just don't like the typical animations here, you can just basically just go to the mod itself and just alter the movements and whatever, because it is highly configurable, meaning you can actually change the way how you move in the game, or you just make yourself even look cooler as like an actual parkourist. Now we're going to be talking about the Feathers mod. So you're probably wondering, what is the Feathers mod actually? Well, like I showed you, earlier or before that, we did the Elenai Dodge 2. That's literally based on what it is. It's like an add-on to that mod with the staminas and stuff. So what we have here is armor, and we have the potions. The Parcool is going to be like the last part. I actually forgot, because I can actually crawl, but this is basically for the Parcool mod. We're going to be talking about that a little later. But we're going to be talking about the Feathers mod. So you actually see like a tunic and some diamond armor, because they actually have a lightweight system, so it basically affects your movement. So you even have some potions. So let me just show you guys what would happen if I wore one of the armor, because I know based on the sources, if you ever wore the armor, if you just wore it, you actually could see the silverness on it. It actually tells you your agility, meaning you might be able to move slower. It affects your pacing. So it's pretty useful, just to indicate if you have too much items on you. But this is only for tunic, so it's not really as bad, but it can slow you down a little bit based on clothing or armory. So if I wore, for example, diamond. So if I wore diamond, you actually see it just fills the whole bar, and it just slows me down completely. And also too, I am unable to do the roll. See, I can't do rolls. However, I can still do some dodges, but I just can't roll, because it's based on the lightweightness, because I am unable to perform it. So if I really want to balance this out, just say get this out, will I be able to perform the role? Yes, I can still perform the role, but if it's, all the way max, I cannot perform the role. So it's pretty much based on how much armor you wear, but you have to regulate it so it does not use too much of your energy because, better protection is good. However, it makes you, unable to maneuver or, evade from dangers. Now what we have is the potions. So there are many of potions here, like you got the cold potion, the endurance potion, and the energized potion. I really don't know how to craft these because I don't have the REI installed because I am using Forge. So this is my first time trying to guess on how to craft these. But they have some ingredients, but I really do not know the ingredients because because I really can't like push R and just show you what it is because I think it has to be brewed with something. So I really need to try to guess like what it is because I don't know like what gives you energy. Yeah, I have joined their Discord channel just to figure out if I can get an answer from there because I really don't know what the crafting recipes are since cold, endurance, and energy are used, for the feathers. Like they can amplify your feathers, they can make you lose feathers, but I just need like a straightforward answer. If they say you can brew them or they can just tell me like the crafting recipes, then I think we're good to go. And then I can probably, fully explain like how it actually works because I can't just tell you, oh, you just get the potions because, I don't have REI. And I think JEI is probably used for this, for Forge because, yeah, I'm really tired of, switching from mod to mod, but I had to probably get eventually used to it since some people might be asking for Forge. Well, it turns out I may have to go and download JEI. Well, here we go again, downloading a whole nother mod for Forge. Is the mod working? Yes, it is. Okay, so let's look for the let me say for example, let's look for cold. Can we push the R button just to access it? No. I'm really trying to see if we can do the same thing like for REI. No, so we gotta look for the actual bottle. So let me just go look for cold. So let's just type cold and getting me some crafting ingredients. Okay, so yeah, so there is a way of crafting this. So, gunpowder coldness. How do you craft coldness? Huh? Wait, what? That's how you make that. It says there's really no steps. Okay. Something isn't right here because, well, let me see. This one has 6 steps, how to make that, but these don't have steps. So you're telling me there are no crafting recipes for this. So they're basically unobtainable. At the moment, they're unattainable. I thought there was like actually something to brew because it literally has no steps. Like there's literally no steps to it other than you could just craft them like this. Like I think there might be obtainable through like something else, probably through a villager trade or something. I really don't know because it just goes to show like they're not really shown yet. So let me check this one. This one is the same thing. I mean, you literally just need like coldness or whatever. So any type of potion is literally unattainable at this point, only through creative mode. But anyways, we're just going to go ahead and test these potions out. So we have lingering, we have splashes, and we have bottles. But for example, we're going to drink bottles since it's much more reasonable, and you can actually shoot enemies with these. You can even shoot yourself or enemies. So it's like, you want to slow them down, you can make them slow them down or whatever. So if you want to use, for example, a potion of energy, it generates feathers faster. So all you just got to do is drink this. Say, for example, I keep rolling like this. So let me just roll. Yeah. So you don't really see myself doing flips or whatever because I am currently rolling. So if I drink this, you see how my feathers are? It's basically like a regeneration, but for your feathers. And the duration is based on the potion effect, and I like the little customization there. It lasts for like a minute or something. Pretty useful if you really want to keep rolling and whatever. But remember, this stuff is unattainable through survival. You gotta get it through creative mode. Now we have the potion of endurance. So all you just gotta do is drink this and you just get extra feathers. So if I roll, see, it actually uses it like this. However, I'm just gonna say this. Once you use it all up, you don't have any more. So it's like a limited time thing. So it's like if you drink this like this, you get your stuffs. It's like absorption. It acts like absorption. So if I roll like say for example, you only got 2 minutes, 1 roll, 2 throw, 3 roll, 4 roll. it's instantly gone. So it's only like a last resort, but it lasts for 2 minutes. I mean, there should be a little bit of something where you can still generate it, but it acts too much like absorption. So it's like they should make it permanent, right? They should have made it permanent. But once you start using it all, then it just vanishes. Not with a timer, because it really doesn't make sense. And then you have the potion of cold. And once you drink this, your feathers freeze, but there's one problem. If you roll, you do not regenerate them. So this is like a negative effect. So if I keep rolling around, doing all this, yeah, this is not affected. So you're cool with the dodging point. However, when you keep rolling, you're not going to regenerate anymore. So it's like you can't do no more rolls unless the feather effect wears off, which means you got to get a bucket of milk, guys. Bucket of milk. Also, you have Energize 2 and Endurance 2. Cold doesn't have no double perkness. Say, for example, if I want to wear Diamond again, because sometimes some of these perks could be very useful if you really want to have more feathers. Like you have Endurance. I think it gives you way more feathers if you wear more armor. So it's pretty useful. So you see, look this. I can actually do rolls even with wearing diamonds. So if you have endurance or energy, it's pretty useful. So yeah, it's best to craft double twos or, phase 2 of this, because it is pretty useful, lasts longer, and I recommend, just getting them. But it's going to be hard to get them because they're literally in creative mode. Like I said many of times, because I'm waiting for an answer and you already saw the JEI, it doesn't really show too much, meaning they are not obtainable. Now, last but not least is the Parcool mod. So, yeah, the Parcool mod is the extra stuff. Like, let me show you guys. So, this is like me doing flips, and if I actually do a flip, yeah, this is the Parcool mod. It's pretty cool. Like, yeah, it makes you feel like an actual parkourist. Like, I really like the Parcool mod because it actually gives off that more of a parkour vibe to it. But in order to craft the Parcool guidebook, the guidebook is needed just to know all the moves. So in order to craft it, all you just need is a book and 3 feathers just to give yourself a Parcool guide. And one thing to note, do not put this book in your offhand, because if you open it with your offhand, your book is going to disappear. So it's best to open it so you can have, you can keep accessing it as many times as you want, because putting it in your offhand is just a no-no. It just disappears. Once you right-click on the book, you can actually see all the indexes and all the, instructions on how to do the moves. So you got the About This mod. So Parkour mod is a mod of Minecraft for more cool actions like parkour. Some actions are inspired by parkour techniques. This author is not familiar with what is called parkour and English, so I love your advice to improve this. Okay. You got the parkour. It actually gives you a little more of information of what parkour is. A parkour is a kind of sports organized by David Bell. The name comes from parkours off French, and the player is called tracer. There is another similar word, free running. This is said to be the word of parkour translated into English. Well, I never knew that. So we have the stamina system too. This mod add a concept of stamina. Stamina is consumed when you use parkour actions. If you consume all stamina, you can't use parkour actions. You can't sprint. Be careful. So they're not talking about the feather mod because they're not linked with each other. See, if you look at the bottom right here, if you guys can actually see past the timestamp, you actually see like a charging stamp, like a charger with, some lava effects moving. That's literally the bar for your Parcool. Because, someone probably, recommend me to do this mod review, because there's literally 2 stamina systems. You got one that's literally for feather, but sometimes they do intervene with each other. I literally have some auto spread on for the other mod, so it's like they both, wear both each other down. But it's you got to be careful with both of them. But, yeah. So that at the bottom is literally your stamina meter. So the first one we're going to do is the cat leap. So the cat leap is a skill used to land on walls, fences, or etc. This is said to be one of the basic skills of parkour. Tracers absorb an impact of landing with movement of legs. Let's use also cling to cliff. How to use: do fast running, quick sneakily, quickly cancel sneaking. So for example, if I go to my F5, so in order to do that, all you just got to do is run. See, you see how my running animation is? It looks different. And you gotta click sprint, shift quickly. So let me do it again. So in order to, do the cat jump, You just run and you just have to push shift really quickly. Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? Like, if I try to practice on these things, I don't know why I made this, course a little small. So, yeah, it's pretty useful. Almost got it, right? Yeah. So let me just try that again. Yeah, it's pretty cool, like, for, effect purposes. Like, that's how them, parkours really be like. So there are lots of more moves to this, like lots more. So we have the gap leap, the crawl. We already showed you what that is. That's part of that mod. Yep, crawl. And what's the other one? We have dodge. Yeah, I think they're both linked with each other. So it's like, it makes me think, like, why is it this way? It says quickly press movement key twice, hold down the dodge roll key, and press the what? The moving key. Well, I'm just going to say this. To me, they kind of share something similar, but why? I mean, they're both parkour mods, so if you learn, like, based on my controls, you can literally just set them in your settings. Like, let me just show you guys real quick. For the settings, if you go scroll all the way down, yep, don't ignore the JEI. This one here, Parcool, that's literally the modding that you have here. I set my dodging to X. Yeah. See, it's the same thing. It's literally like the same thing. Nothing hasn't changed. It's the same thing. So I'm just saying to myself, nothing hasn't really changed. Other than probably the alt is your dodge for this one, and the other one is the same dodge. I mean, they're both dodging. So, I kind of explained that already. Fast running, yeah. I already showed you the fast running already. It makes you run a little more faster, like you're trying to run like you're Sonic, like that type of run. It's not like this typical run. It's literally this run. You see this run? Yeah, it's like my hands is all the way out. Yeah. And they said Steve runs actually faster this way. And it does wear down on your hunger too. So you gotta keep in mind, stay stockable on golden carrots. You got cling to the cliff. You can also cling the cliffs just by right clicking. So all you just gotta do is just do this. So all you just gotta do is right click. Yeah, right click. So you gotta jump and you see your animation. You're actually clicking on a block. You actually can move over left to right if you're on a cliff. And you can jump up too. See? Yeah. And you can do this based on 3 blocks. Easy. Yeah. However, you can't do it for 4 blocks because, well, it's too high. And you can probably do wall jumps too, but you gotta be really crafty with what you're doing. Also, you have the wall jump feature, but I forgot to mention one more thing. You can actually push the P button based on default, and you have the Parcool settings. You can actually set some certain things to be activated or not. So if you want me to turn off wall jump, I can turn that off. And I can't do wall jump at all. If you turn it on, you can actually do wall jump. So it's basically really configurable. Like, you can actually make stuff not like, happen or whatever. So if you're like a guy that doesn't like wall jumps, just turn it off. If you're a guy that likes, vaulting over things, then just keep it on. I mean, it's common knowledge if you want to turn these things on and off, but it's best to read up on them and test them each one if you're comfortable with whatever setting you have. So by my wall jump being on, it's just me just jumping up on walls. See, it looks really weird, but it does take a toll on your health, so you gotta be careful. And yeah, it's sometimes a challenge because you gotta make sure you get it right. Because, yeah, and your meter does get used up when climbing on walls really fast. Yeah, see, you see your meter bar for the Parcour mod. Like, look at the bottom. If I jump on the wall, you see how much energy is being used? And I just, use the cliff and I just pull myself up. Now we have the break fall. So we got the break fall feature. So this one, you can literally just roll down, but it's like a safety tap. Okay, so yeah, so I have it based on V because it's for safety fall. So it basically reduces your fall damage. So it's like you gotta push it, but I'm not sure how it works really because it's like there's a chance. Like, it's based on chances. And how did I skid it off like that? Okay, so let me just go back to survival. So, see, we have it on the V button. See? Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. I think you gotta keep tapping it many of times just for it to work. So it's basically on chance. And if I do it again like this, yeah, it's like a roll. But I'm not sure if it's like, does it actually work with the other mod too? So let me just try that roll too, just in case. Because, I mean, they're two different types of rolls. So if I do this roll for this other mod, will it work the same way? No, it wouldn't because, Yeah, I think this one's much more like an impact thing, while the other one's more like a show-off thing. Now you have vaulting. Vault is used to get over obstacles. So you know what vaulting is? It's literally like this. Yeah, you know those million sub channels be doing that, like they vault like this. Yeah, it's like just hopping over gates and whatnot. So you can even do it with glass panes. So this is what vaulting is. So it's like you can just hurdle over things. You can also do it the same thing with slabs. See this? It's pretty cool, like if you really want to get over blocks, and it does take a toll on your Parcool bar at the bottom. So keep in mind, because most of these, features do, require energy just to get over certain things. Now you have the sliding feature. So for sliding, so how do you slide? You got to do fast running, then you do the crawl. So all you just got to do is do this. So you just run really fast, and you proceed, you slide like this. Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? So all you just got to do is just run and then slide. Easy. You can literally just slide under blocks. So say for example, you're getting chased by a lot of mobs, or just by a whole crowd of mobs, running with speed too. You go like this and you just slide through. Easy escape. Easy escapes every time. But it's best to make sure your bar is full. And now we're at the flipping part. So in order to do flipping, all you just got to do is just hold left and right simultaneously, meaning you got to hold A and D together like this to get you that flip animation. You can even do it backwards. I'm not sure you can do it sideways because you only can do front flips and back flips. So this is like those people how they show off. Like, for example, if I just run, you can actually change the perspective. It looks pretty cool. So if you do this, yeah, you like that? Or if I, jump like this, yeah, you actually do take damage. I mean, nothing has changed unless you want to push like the V button right away. So if I do this, oh, the combo. You like that? That looks pretty cool. That's how they be like. So it's like you do it like this. So if I, do it like this again, like just just jump. No, I gotta do a flip. So let me just do that flip again, because that was kind of sick. So if I just do this, so I just gotta do a flip. So I gotta do a front flip. It's really hard to do the command the buttons. It's really hard because it's like you gotta do all the buttons at once. So all you just gotta do is do a flip, then you push V. So I gotta do a flip. Come on. Yeah, we kind of aced that one. But I like the first one though, because it actually felt more real. Like we're actually doing some real parkour stuff. And the backflip looks cool too. Hey, imagine, a creeper right here and you just go like this. You just backflip and you just escape the explosion. That would be an epic evasion right there. Now you have wall slides. You can fall slowly by clinging to the wall. So we already know how this all goes, right? So all you just got to do, or you have to do, is just pretend like you're cliffing on those things. So I really don't like how you just bounce off of walls, because you can actually bounce off of walls too, because that's part of the wall jump feature. So all you just got to do is do this. See, you fall down slowly. Yeah, it's pretty useful just to negate damage. Pretty useful. And we are on what difficulty? Hard mode. So this is technically useful if you really you're so up there, like very up there, like up in the high skies, and if you want to come down slowly, just wall slide down safely. Now we have is wall running. Yeah, this sounds really complex. So horizontal wall run, or wall running. So you can do wall running horizontally. Players cannot continue this over given time. How to use it? Do fast run in air along the wall. Continue to press wall run. Normally it's mapped to the R button. So you gotta basically set up your keybinds. So by default it's set on the keybind of R. You gotta run very fast and run on the wall like this. Yeah, we actually able to made over this little ditch. I'm trying to see what it looks like when you actually in the first person perspective. So if you do this again, yeah, it looks pretty weird because it's like you don't really see it like yourself doing it. So it's like you gotta do it right in the air. And this vaulting is so annoying. Okay, so yeah, it's too weird. It's very too weird because I don't know what it looks like. Like you're supposed to jump on the wall. So we do it again. Yeah, it doesn't change much, but I like it when you're in third person so that you can actually see yourself like clinging to the wall. Like you're basically like doing some impossible mission. And we're in creative mode. Okay, that kind of messed it up. Okay, let's get out. Yeah, The mod takes a lot to get accustomed to, but it's very useful. Right now, we have other features. So we have players can climb fences, glass panels, and iron bars, which are not connected to other block and pillar-like block, whatever. Yep, so it works for any type of blocks. Players do not stop sprint when they collide with blocks. For example, vaulting animation while players are falling long distance. So it kind of reminds me of like the animating mod, you know, being combined with this. So let's just go fly up all the way to the top right here. And all we just got to do is just fall. Like, we're in creative mode, right? So just pretend like we're falling. It has a different animation fall. It's really different. It does have their own animation fall. So it's like, it's not like the one that you usually see me like, you know, falling like this. But it's a whole different one. It's like your body's actually moving. But, yeah, that pretty much concludes for the whole entire Parkour mod. And we're just going to look at the credits. Credit to Japan Parkour Federation and Fandom Parkour Wiki. Yeah, they really did their research with this one. And this mod is pretty cool. And look at all these turtles. Yep, I'm in a desert filled with turtles. And now, let's actually try the parkour on an actual parkour map this time. This is probably like a map I once did before. So let's just see what happens if we play with the mod. So, we still have our mod. Yep, everything here. Yep, okay, so all we just gotta do is just start. We're gonna ignore the timer, okay? So yeah, this is basically us doing parkour. I think we're supposed to step on the, I'm not sure what we're supposed to do, like press the button or something? No, yeah, we gotta start the game. I do not want to do times. It started, right? Yeah, it started. So I can literally just use my moves here. Yeah, and sometimes they could be overdoing too. Yeah, I can literally just skip and then do flips. Oh my goodness. Yo, this is crazy. Okay, if I play in, you know, in F3 or something, I don't know. I forgot my commands. So like if I fall down, easy. I can literally just, you know, get through this. I think I can. This is so easy. Like literally, I really don't need to try too hard. If I fall, hey, easy escapes, my guys. Hey, oh yes. I mean, it would have been way better if you actually see with the replay mod. It'd be pretty cool. Oh my goodness. And you actually have to vote over these two. Oh my goodness. Yeah. You can actually adjust, like I said. You can actually change your configurations. Let my energy warm up. Like, it literally just makes the game feel different. And I could just use the wall grab too. Like, clip on the walls. Come on, I could have clipped on that. Probably doesn't do it with, you know, buttons and, you know, signs. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it can become so annoying. Like, it's best if parkour was, like, really spaced out. Okay. We can actually cling on the signs. Nice. And I'm just going to keep failing at this part because, well, I remember playing this, you know, way before, and I literally struggled on this. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. I mean, I must have went some struggles and whatnot because, you know, the mod itself is just very, you know, it's very complex in its own way, and some parts don't mix with each other. But I tried my best way to explain on how it all works. But if you find it really useful, then that's great. Because I am, you know, I might start doing a little more Forge too, if I could, because I always keep doing Fabric. But anyways, the mod is going to be in the description below, so you guys can download it and use it on whatever parkour map you wanted to use, because actually it's pretty fun, and you can actually change, you know, the way how you play the games, and you can reconfigure them and configure them to your own specialty, so you can actually be claimed as basically one of those best parkourers. But anyways, I hope everyone enjoys this video, and see you guys next time on the next Minecraft adventure.